Possum Magic is this fantastic story about two possums, a grandmother called Grandma Poss and her granddaughter Hush. And Grandma Poss creates amazing magic, and one of the spells that she casts is the spell of invisibility. So she makes Hush invisible, but then they can't reverse the spell. So they have to go on a road trip. It's kind of the original roadie around Australia trying different human foods, and each time Hush nibbles on something, a different part of her body will reappear. So her tail, then her body, and then her head, until she's finally visible again. I liken it almost to Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where we've got fabulous Aussie battlers, these quirky characters travelling around Australia. I think also the story is very much about youth and age coming together. It's a grandma and her granddaughter and that sort of intergenerational connection, and it's about age supporting youth and youth discovering their identity. So in that regard, I think it's a very important Australian story that resonates today, and it sort of has ever since it was first written in the 80s. It's really beautiful to be making something that's just so unabashedly and unashamedly Australian. It has that kind of Australiana sensibility to it, where everything is not being taken too seriously, and it's very, I don't know, warm, laid back and fun.
It's exactly the words that I would use to describe the music as well. It's laid back, it swings, there's nothing too rushed about it, and it's really playful and fun. So the first piece of music that I wrote was called Hush's Theme, and that's obviously centered around our main character Hush. And Hush's theme is very energetic and bouncy and fluffy like a possum. It's set in a sort of 6/8 triplet-y feel. And it sort of feels like a sort of swishing tail of a possum or something.
It's so much fun to create choreography too.
Yeah, it's got a real swing to it, and so does a lot of the music in the production. Grandma Poss, she's more of a rock star lady. She's got mandolin as her main instrument, so her theme comes back and back as they journey around Australia, and I'd like to weave them into the different destination music, which Adelaide has its own sound, Perth has its own sound, and I've actually used soundscapes and recordings from these places as well, in combination with the music to really evoke the feeling of travel.
And the music is so fabulous that it makes my job so easy. I can really hear the story just coming out of every note, and I think that the dancers are really getting that bubbly, joyful energy from the music that you've created. Yeah. It really places you in the world, I think, and it's very believable. It has a filmic quality, and then with Emma's designs as well, it's going to really jump off the stage, I think, at us.
Working on Possum Magic is just pure joy. Listening to the score that Claire's created and watching Loughlan develop his choreography, it's just the ultimate kind of Australian children's narrative. Julie Vivas, the illustrator of Possum Magic, is an incredible artist, and what I love about this specific book is her use of the textures of watercolour and gouache, and how and the painterly quality of Possum Magic that's uniquely Julie. So in my interpretation, looking at the book, I wanted to honour that idea of watercolour, and so we've put that into the textures in our costumes for the dancers.
I think that the audience who are familiar with the book will feel nostalgia, and they will feel joy, sort of seeing the pages come to life. And I think there's probably an unexpected depth of emotion in the story that they might not expect when they, have read the book, and each page goes by so quickly, where we stretched it out over 45 minutes, so there's so much more to it.
And I think, I just love audiences to go away humming your music and just feeling really good, and they've, been entertained for a wee while.